Joining the EU Council meeting this evening is really important for the United Kingdom because obviously it's about defence and security, which is central and vital to UK's concerns and interests. So it's very important to be here at this Council meeting this evening, representing the United Kingdom on such an important issue. Obviously it's a wider question of the reset between the EU and the UK, where we want to make progress. But starting with defence and security this evening is very, very important for our interests.
How important is the reset to the EU to getting the economy going again? And can this reset be meaningful until you rejoin the EU or the customs union?
On the question of rejoining the EU, that isn't going to happen. That question was answered when we had a referendum in the UK some years ago. So that's settled. But I do think that we can have a better, closer relationship when it comes to trade and security. I'll be discussing this evening on questions of energy and on trade and the economy. And I think that's in the UK's interest, and I believe it's in the EU's interests as well.
If there is a ceasefire deal in Ukraine, did you envisage Britain sending troops as peacekeepers?
So far as Ukraine is concerned, it's really important that we keep our resolve in support of Ukraine. And that means we must continue to put Ukraine in the strongest possible position, whether that's supply of capability, whether that's training, whether that's financing. That support is vitally important. And any discussion about security guarantees is secondary to that question of putting Ukraine in the strongest possible position. And that's amongst the points that I'll be making this evening.
Would the UK be prepared to do that?
Well, the question at the moment is putting Ukraine in the strongest possible position because we don't know what the future holds. What we do know is that whatever happens next or in the coming months, it is important for Ukraine to be in the strongest possible position.
And last question, what's your response to the fatal stabbing in the school in Sheffield?
The terrible stabbing in Sheffield is one where I think the whole country would want to reach out to the family, to the friends, to the school, the entire community in their grief and mourn with them. Obviously there'll be an investigation, but I think at this point I simply speak for the country on behalf to the individuals affected, to the family in particular, but everybody impacted by this awful situation. A young boy has gone to school and hasn't returned home, and so my first thoughts as Prime Minister and as a father are with the family. Thank you very much.